Today's show is a man who I recently saw speak at a congress in London, was absolutely blown away by the information that he gave. I was really keen to get him on today's show, so please welcome Joseph McClendon III. Thank you for joining me. Now, can you share with us a day in the life of Joseph McClendon III and just like a run through of what your day consists of?
Natalie, I have for 25 years at least. I don't care where I am. I'm in the UK right now. And spot on at 6:14 every morning, wherever I am, I don't care what time zone it is, I wake up at 6:14. I go to sleep on average midnight to 1 o'clock, sometimes even 1:30 or 2 o'clock. And I wake up at 6:14 every day. I wake up, first thing I do, big smile on my face, and take part of my regime, take some breathing exercises and do some stretching. Get some water, first thing in, tell you everybody, get some water in you first thing. When you wake up in the morning, my book that you have is called Change Your Breakfast, Change Your Life. First things you do in the morning is going to set up your whole day. Drink some water first. Then I go for a walk. I'm giving you the condensed version, okay? Mm-hmm. Or some sort of movement for at least, 20 minutes to 40 minutes. Go for a walk, come back, eat my breakfast. Now, I pretty much work out of my house. So, but if you have to go to a job or whatever, then go do your stuff. Because if you get up early, you've got so much. That's when your body has rested and it's ready to go. It shouldn't be that you wake up and you're tired looking for coffee. You should wake up, excited about every day. And then so I go through out my day. I've got I probably eat about every 2 to 3 hours, small meals, water all day long. And it's when you were asking me about a day in the life of Joseph, there's none of them that are exactly the same. And I'm traveling a lot and doing a lot of things, and the things I love to do and write and blah blah blah. So throughout the day, drinking water, eating proper types of food, if you will. I smile a lot. I laugh a lot. It's very very important. And in terms of focusing on what I want, I always look where I want to go. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the day, I have a stretching ritual that I go through and my gratefulness, and then I drop like a shot buffalo at the end of that. I have no trouble sleeping whatsoever. Within, honestly, 5 minutes, I'm out cold.
Now, with your routine that you were just talking to us about, you look fantastic for your age. Do you mind me asking how old you are? Do you mind sharing that with our viewers? Because you look great.
Thank you very much. I'm this year I'll be 58 years old.
No, yes, never. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Oh, stop. Come on, stop.
Wow, fantastic.
Well, I believe that it's important. And if you're going to teach people things, you better very well live it. Yeah. And my true belief is, as I said before, the whole aging process is the process of your body, of your cells robbing your organs, your skin, of the nutrients that they need. Mm-hmm. You want healthy skin? Start from the inside out.
Yeah, I totally agree. So share with us a little bit about your program, the Z Factor. That sounds fantastic. Give us a little bit of insight about that.
We created the Z Factor because I want people to see exactly what I do. So for 3 days, I take people and I feed them what I eat. I move them like I move. I educate them in the things. For 3 days, it's what we call total immersion, where they can't get away and do the things that would be bad for them. It's not even, I provide the food, provide everything for them for those 3 days, and it's total immersion for the full days. And they find out they're sleeping maybe 6 hours a night. They're not hungry through the whole day. And some of them, and to be honest with you, people will go through a little bit of detoxing for the first day or something like that, and they may be a little bit uncomfortable. But I keep them occupied in a way that the point is to, because within that 3 days period of time it's enough time to cleanse out enough of the bad stuff that's in you that your body starts to go. Your body and your mind starts to crave what's good for you. And so the purpose of the event is to have a captive audience of people that I'm moving in a way that's not only going to show them so they get results then, and in the end we do. I think the last one we did, I'm I can't remember, but by day number 3, just in pounds, and it's a small seminar, I think it's less than 100 people, or about 100, maybe right at 100 people, they had lost close to 400 pounds in weight and an unbelievable amount in size, because that's how quickly the body will take over, collectively. Yeah. But more importantly, their psychology and their physiology starts to adapt, and it's just enough so that, and then I give them the menus of what to do when they go home and the plan of what to do, and we also supply for them personal coaches so when they leave there's somebody that's going to hold them accountable.
See, that's good, because sorry to interrupt you, and I think that's where a lot of people fall short, in that when they go to these programs and these courses and these conferences, and they're up on the high, and yes, they can do this, they can change the way they eat, they'll exercise, but as soon as we leave and life steps in, then we don't do what we know to do.
The changes that are necessary or recommended are oftentimes, in most programs, pretty radical. Whether it be diet or your business or whatever, it's radical change for most people. I believe that radical change is good. However, if you're relying on a person to do the radical change in the environment that they're used to being in, it's just not going to happen 90% of the time. If I can get them a radical change while I'm with them, or semi-radical change, even though it's mild, then the tendency for them to carry on, especially if they have a coach and have a wonderful group of people, mentors and coaches, to stay with those people, beyond there, that they're going to keep on going. The success ratio is going to be much, much higher. Our program is aimed at anybody that has the desire to have a better life in terms of their health and their wellness, so that it spills over into every other area of their life. In other words, if you have somebody, here's where it's not going to work. If somebody says, I'm going to go, but you can't change me, or I'm not ready for this or whatever, and they don't have the desire to do that, then honestly, don't come. It's not for everybody. It's for people that have on some level reached a place in their life that they realize they should do something, and they want to do something, and they desire to do something. Okay. And then at that point, then let me have them.
And where can our viewers find out more information about that?
Probably the easiest thing, I'll give you a phone number and I'll give you a website. The easiest thing is to visit me at josephmcclendon.net. And we have a lot of information there. Or you can call our offices, which are 02-07798-1602. And we have a staff of people standing by. You can get any information you want there. Yeah.
Fantastic. And you also have a program called The Next Step, don't you?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that and what that entails?
So we have a program that consists of 3 parts. And by the way, the first 2 parts are about changing the psychology. I shouldn't say the first 2 parts, but 2 parts are about changing the psychology so that we will do more. Get up early, stay up late, do the extra things that we need to do. The other part is this concept of again, we've been taught, and it is true, that if we work hard, then we'll get progress and we'll get what we want. And that's true. You got to work for what you want. You got to do that and everything. However, the Joseph McClendon version of that is that life is much, much simpler than we've been led to believe. Yeah. And we've all had situations where, let's just say, we created the things that we want out of nothing. Coincidences, you wanted something and it showed up in our lives or whatever. Said differently, we all have the ability to attract into our lives what we want. So what we've done is we've combined the neurosciences, meaning the ability to change our psychology and the ability to use our bodies, with the laws of attraction. And that's what the next step is. We're soon to call it the A factor, the attraction factor, is the ability to get our psychology in line with the universe, if you will, so that you can bring into your life the situations, the circumstances, even the material things, to cause them to dance their way and to be attracted to you. And that consists of 3 parts. Number 1, I call it emotional mechanics. The ability to change how you think. Not me, Joseph McClendon, change it, but what as you saw the other day, my belief is if you're going to come see me, I want to give you something that you can use beyond the seminar, beyond the work there. So I show people a couple of tools that they can change how they think right then and there. I always say, like, for example, I give you a tool to change any negative emotion that you have. Not just right now in the moment, but something that will have a perpetual effect, so that as we go through our lives, we find ourselves being more optimistic, less pessimistic, and more enthusiastic about the things that we want. I say to people, you come to my workshop, bring me your worst nightmare. Bring me the worst memory that you have. Bring me the most anger that you have. Whatever the biggest thing that you cannot rid yourself of. Because by the end of that day, you won't be able to feel it. And it's not because something I'm going to do from the stage. Yeah. It's something I'm going to teach you. We're going to do it right there. And at one point, you're going to go, I can't feel that. People are in tears. I mean, we've got some footage of it. You'll see in so many graduates. We've done this, several years now. But at the end of this one session, and again, it's important to know that it's not me doing something hocus pocus from the stage. It's something that I give them a tool, we actually do it, and at the end of that, they can't believe it.
It was in your book about how you have to associate something that you really want to make the change. So everybody wants to make these changes, but there's not enough of an association. So if you really want to lose weight, maybe you have to associate it with something that means something to you to make that drive.
It's not drive that people need. Everybody's got drive. You can create drive in a moment. You just go fire in a room and people got the drive to get the heck out of the building. Drive can be created in a moment, but drive is temporary. Because drive, the pain or the fear or the stuff will get you off of the dime to do something right now. But the problem is drive is only temporary, and people will do something for a minute. Everybody has had too much to drink at one point and said, I'll never drink again. But they all drank again, because the pain goes away. So there goes the drive as well. So the second piece is to create an identity that people love and respect and want to move for. And then the third piece is the mechanics, I call it attraction mechanics, the mechanics of attracting what you want. The way to really put in play the laws of attraction. As a matter of fact, when you come see me, I show you definite proof, something that, because for a long time I've had, we did some stuff on QVC for a while, some products and things, and people would always come up with their stories, and I got my stories and everything, but I never had anything tangible that I could show people it actually working, and now I do. So I can't tell you what it is, but when you come, you'll see it, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Yeah.
So to find out, it sounds like a really, really powerful program, and definitely one that I will be on. So I encourage everybody to go as well. And how can we find out more information about the next step?
Well, the next event, the next step, it will be in Helsinki, and that's September the 3rd and the 4th. And the reason we do it in Helsinki is because it's centrally located, people can get to it easily, and it's going to be a great event. And it will be the last time it will be in Europe this year. So I want to make sure that people get there.
Could you leave our viewers with one piece of advice that you would give to our viewers?
The reason I'm here and doing what I do is because somebody did the same for me years ago. I was homeless when I was 19 years old. And a kind gentleman that I didn't even know gave me a book and taught me about personal development, for lack of a better term. And what he said to me when I went back to him and I said, how do I repay you for what you've done for me? What he said to me was, you've got to do the same for other people for the rest of your life. And that's why I'm here. So my advice to everybody is simply this, that life is exactly what you dare to make it. And fortune favors the bold. And the trick is to boldly step up and dare to make your life magnificent. The world will show up and hand you what you want, just this side of hand you what you want if you go after it.
Wow, fantastic. Joseph McClendon III, thank you so much for joining me on today's show. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
My absolute pleasure.